Hey everybody, I'm here today with a math lesson on converting decimals to fractions. This will be an easy math lesson and I will be going over the basic math steps for changing a decimal to a fraction. Now it's important first and foremost to know the place value of the number that you're working with, of the decimal number that you're working with. So I'm just going to write 0.246 just for simplicity over here, and you have to know what each of these mean in terms of place value. So the first number after the decimal is going to be the tenths number. Okay, that's the first number after the decimal. The second number after the decimal is going to be the hundredths place value, and the third number after the decimal is going to be the thousandths place value. So when you have a number, when you have a decimal, you have to figure out where it falls within these place values right here. So let's just say I had a number like 0.6 and I wanted to convert this decimal to a fraction, okay? So what I would do is I would figure out how many spaces after the decimal I have in that number. So if you look to the right of the decimal, after the decimal, I just have one space. There's just one number there. So that means that it's one number, therefore it's going to be the tenths, okay? So our fraction is going to start off by being out of 10 because it is the tenths place value, okay? And what do we have out of 10? We have 6, just the number that you see. It's very simple, 6 out of 10. And there's your fraction, but what we're going to do to take this even further is we're going to convert this to a lower number, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take 6 over 10, and we're going to see if there's a number that we can divide with both of these numbers. So if you look right here, I know that I can divide both of these numbers by 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide the 10 by 2, and we're going to divide the 6 by 2. And that's going to give us 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5, and that is a lower fraction. So we've converted 0.6 to 6/10, and then we've then converted it to 3/5. So as you can see, that is converting a decimal to a fraction. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another example. Let's say we had a decimal like 0.45. Now once again, we're going to start off by looking at the decimal, and we're going to count how many spaces after the decimal we have numbers in. So 0.45, we can see to the right of the decimal, after the decimal, we have 2 numbers. Therefore, we're going to be in the second place value, 1, 2. The second place value is going to be, the second place value is going to be the hundredths. So we know that our fraction is going to be out of 100 because it's in the hundredths. And the number that we see is 45. Therefore, we have 45 out of 100, and that is our fraction. Very simple. But once again, we're going to convert this to a lower number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this number, and I know right off the bat that I can divide both of these numbers by 5. So let's go ahead and divide the bottom number by 5 and divide the top number by 5. Now once again, it's important that you are able to divide both numbers by the same number. You can see I'm dividing the top number and the bottom number by 5. They're both being divided by the same number. Now 45 divided by 5 is going to give us 9, and 100 divided by 5 is going to give us 20. And therefore we've taken our fraction and we've converted it to an even lower number. It's just a little bit better, a little bit easier to work with when you see these lower numbers. And that's basically it. You would do the same thing if you had 3 decimal spaces after the decimal. If you had 3 numbers to the right of the decimal, it would be in the thousandths. So you do the same thing depending on the situation, but it's important to know the place value. Once you know the place value, you can then convert the decimal to a fraction out of the place value like 10 or 100, like I said, and then you can then potentially convert it to a lower number that's easier to work with. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.